about Iron Man, Superman, Captain America, and Batman. He is a retired Philadelphia police officer. He is a program director at Team Toyota. He is a talk show host on WBCB. He is the co-founder of the Frontline Guardians organization. He is the founder of the Bucks County Veterans Coalition for our homeless veterans, and a board member of the Bucks County Tour of Honor. P.S. I didn't give you his whole bio. Ladies and gentlemen, can you join me in welcoming Mr. Tom Mellon?
Absolutely. Well, Jennifer, you certainly provided a big image of me up here, and I want to thank you for that. But most important, it's all about the community service that I provide and the work that I'm doing on a regular basis. And it has a lot to do with my old age. I share this with all my friends all the time. As often as we're out in public and we're doing different charity events, it has a lot to do with the engagement of the community and learning about what's important and what's necessary to coalesce together and to mingle together. And all of the accomplishments that I've made over the years has a lot to do with my interest and my passion to go out and help people in the community, most especially as a retired Philadelphia police officer, as Jennifer indicated, helping our police, fire, all of our first responders, health services, and our military and our veterans. They just don't get enough accolades, as far as I'm concerned. But I'm here today to deliver a message with all of our employers here, and I don't know how many employees are here, but I'm going to talk a little bit and deliver a message, as I promised Jennifer, about the importance of the chain link with our employer to our employee. I, at present, still have the unique, I don't know if I call it a gift, but it's a unique feeling to be in one arm over here looking at myself as being an employer, because I still have contact, I have a link with the major casino Harrah's Entertainment across the country. I've been involved with the casinos for many years, and I have 8 reps who work for me. So as an employer, I know a little bit about what's important to continue to survive in the business environment. I also, as an employee over here, I'm also very, very happy and very appreciative of the opportunities that I have for the title that I hold in the automobile industry. So as an employee and as an employer, if you can virtually look at the gap in between, that's what's most important for all of you as an employer, to make sure that you can strengthen and keep the links in that chain to develop longevity with your employees, and that's what's most important, and also let them know how much you appreciate what they're doing. I do not have a job. I really don't. I do not like to look at myself as a person who has a job. I have a link, and everyone with that link has a place. And that place is very, very important, which is part of a puzzle for any employer to make sure he fills. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, obviously, if I were to ask by a show of hands, if you could raise your hand and let me know if you have a talent for golf. Is there anyone out there that likes to golf? Don't be embarrassed. I'm not going to ask you any questions, and I won't ask you what your handicap is. But how many people like to golf? Okay. How many people are handy around the house? By a show of hands. Okay. Pretty handy around the house? I'll get your phone number at the end of this speech because I'm going to need some help. How many people think that they like to consider themselves the new Fred Astaire? Someone who's on the dance floor and likes to dance. You like to dance? Great. We're not going to ask you to get up and dance. I just wanted to know. That's a talent, obviously. How about a history buff? Are there any history buffs in here that know a little bit about the history of our country? Good. And we can go on and on. I'm sure there's people who have a handle on the political situation that we will not indulge in today. But how many people think that they have a little bit of talent or skill is to know what is best for our country, or a little bit about politics? Are there anyone out there that really feels that they could be a good politician? Right. You just have to let me know what lever we're going to be pulling at the end of this. But all of you that have raised your hands, if I could ask all of you to raise your hand for a minute, because I have an important point to impress upon all of our employers. Now, when I look around the room, there's a plate of diversity here. Each and every one of you have a different talent, okay? And for an employer as myself, I always search and look for that type of talent that's out there. And I'm sure if I had 50 or 60 other people that I brought into the room right now, I would have diversity as well, and I would have a number of people that would have a certain distinguished talent that they can bring to the table. Okay? And that's very important when you're an employer and you're looking for longevity. The employer and the employee have more in common than what most people are aware of. Their commonalities are, in fact, what leads to the road to success. But what's most important with an employer is listening to what the needs are of each individual and making sure that collaboration is essential in the workplace. Because as an employer, too often we wake up in the morning, we're busy with a lot of our needs that are going on at home. But what's most important, what I found to be very successful in my case, when I began at Team Toyota with Paul Mellon, was that he was there with 2 ears and 1 mouth. He was listening more than talking about what his business was all about. And that impressed me with him. There's a man that when he woke up one morning, he didn't end up with $45 or $55 million. He worked from the ground up. And we've shared some sessions, and what he told me, he said, Tom, what's most important as an employer is to make sure that you fill those places that I was just talking about, which are very, very important and the key to success in any business. Listen to the needs of your employer and then respond and let them know what you have to provide, because between the employer and the employees, you're going to have that strength, and that will give you the ability to grow. I always look at the strengths of individuals because all of them are going to have different strengths. As an employer, I like to feel that my strength is the ability to go out, meet with people, listen to them, understand, be sincere, and learn something from somebody. My talk show has a lot to do with that, increasing the awareness when I bring politicians in or particular law enforcement officials, firefighters. When they come into my show, we sit down and we talk about topics that are of interest in the community, and I learn from that. I learn from all these different individuals, and together, there's an incredible amount of strength. I bring that to Team Toyota with a program, a business plan that I put together, which I felt would be very helpful for business. Paul, the owner, embraced it, and he encouraged me, very much so, to the point where when you're encouraged and you have the owner involved and they're embracing what they feel is going to be essential and a key to success with their business, that's powerful, man. That is so powerful. Because then you're going to get longevity. I've been there in my 8th year, 30 years in the casino industry. So obviously that's working as well. But what's most important as an employer is to understand that within your community, there are people out there. Get involved. Go out, enjoy charity events. You're going to see people that are engaged and that have the energy, the wit, the ability to help you grow with your business. It may not happen right away, but it's very, very important that the owner, as an employer, not only has his management team involved with the everyday operation, but he needs to be out there too. My partner, Dave Gould, who has many years in the automobile industry, was a general manager for a dealership, and what impressed him was the owner that he worked for was in the work atmosphere every single day. He knew his employees' names. He knew his managers. And that's once again, very important, because when you have a management team working together with the owner and with all the employees, they're all, by collaboration, going to continue to bring success to your business. It will definitely happen. This strength that's in all of our communities is something, as an employer, that I would like to share with you, that has worked for me as an employer, and that I've witnessed and experienced and continue to experience as an employee. I love my job. I love what I'm doing. It's not W-O-R-K to me. That's a terrible word. It's not work. It is what I embrace to be something that I enjoy doing, and it shows. Every day I walk out of my house, I always tell the employees that we work with today, they'll say, geez, Tom, you're doing so well. How are you doing this? How are you doing that? And I'll listen to them and I'll tell them, well, remember, when you walk out that door every day, you're on a stage, yourself. You're there. And your theater is everyone that you come in contact with. And believe me, if you exude that optimism and that positive atmosphere that you have to ensure is created each and every day in your workplace, you're going to have more longevity with your employees. You'll have more input with your employees, and the employer will have and gain more respect with the employees. So it's a real strong bond that would be the message that I would deliver to you today. That's most important. The first customer in your business, or the first few or the first 10 customers in your business, can anyone tell me who they think they may be? Can anyone guess who your first customers are? Thank you. You'll get a silver star. They are your employees, because your employees need to invest in what they're doing, whether it be in the trades profession, whether it's the mortgage or the insurance, legal, whatever it may be, the food industry. They have to invest in you. You have to continue to invest in them. Make sure you have a pleasant, and make sure you ensure you have a pleasant work atmosphere. Make sure that all of your staff, from the senior management, mid-management, right down to the employees, are all aware that you care about them and instill upon them some incentives. There's all different types of things. You may want to create a competition with some teams, if it's a sales type of an atmosphere. Create fun and allow them to build and grow with you, because if you're showing that your enthusiasm means they do well, you're going to do well in the industry, in the work environment as well. So the atmosphere is important. The employees that you have out there are essential for success. And remember that the first customers that you have are the ones that you want to keep, because they're your employees. Perfect example, I must have bought 4 or 5 cars from Paul Mellon, so I must believe in the product. But regardless of what industry you're in, believe in your product as an employer. Show it to your employers. Make your presence known, because the more you make your presence known, the more the community will understand the respect that you have with your employees. As I close, I always mention this. Take an interest, as I had said, with your staff. Your success depends on them. When they feel your sincerity about them, they will reward you with a dedicated work ethic, because they won't want to let you down, because they're letting themselves down. Thank you very much. Promise I won't be drinking and driving.